rock that beat.
So going into this episode, I already pretty much expected that I wasn't really going to be a fan of it because, after all the stuff that we got with Momoshiki and, the Boruto movie retelling, that whole arc, I already kind of knew that we were going to get into, like, some filler, like, more into, like, the characters of, like, the side characters that aren't Sarada, Boruto, or Mitsuki. Just kind of like characters like Shikadai, Inojin, stuff like that. Like kind of like the episodes that we got before all the Momoshiki stuff happened, but now we're getting them afterwards. And going into this episode, I already knew I wasn't really going to like it all that much because A, it's about Cho-Cho, and B, it's about Cho-Cho. Now, Cho-Cho is kind of infamous in those who are watching the series and in the fan base. People don't really like her that much. And I'm not saying I hate her by all means, but I'm saying that she does have moments where I'm just kind of like, why are you there? And moments where I'm just like, can you just piss off and leave? Like, why are you even here? What? Just fuck off, right? So, the full fact that we're going to have like this possible like 2 to 3 episode like filler arc about Cho-Cho and like her attitudes and like in these episodes are gonna be like really fucking annoying because of just based off the first fucking episode. It kind of annoys me, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of like irritates me a little bit. So in a short summary, the episode starts off with Choji trying to teach Cho-Cho a couple of the super secret techniques of the Akimichi clan, which is basically the butterfly mode. Choji displays his butterfly mode. Fast forward a little bit, Cho-Cho actually displays that at her age, she's already able to do the butterfly mode. So already she's already quite stronger than Choji was at her age because she's able to do the butterfly mode. But she says like, oh, she can't use it at max power, which I think is, fair. But I also think it sounds kind of stupid because you have to have some sort of amp boost regardless if you're at max power or not. So anyways, the whole like next couple of episodes, especially this one, of course, is basically Team 7, which is Boruto, Mitsuki, and Sarada, and Team 10, which is Shikadai, Inojin, and Cho-Cho. They are given a mission where they basically need to protect these actors and actresses on like a set because they got a death threat. And jokingly, as I was watching the episode, I was like, oh, did they get that through the internet? Did someone say fucking kill yourself or some shit? And fast forward a little bit, they're doing, what they're doing. They're supposed to protect, the actor and the actress. And apparently, like, this whole, like, I guess it's a movie or a TV series. Cho-Cho's a fan of it. She fucking wants to suck the dick off of this motherfucking actor who's, like, the main character in this fictional show inside of Boruto. And when you go into the butterfly mode, when you're a part of the Akimichi clan and you go into the butterfly mode, you actually become like way skinnier. And that the same thing happened to Cho-Cho and Boruto. They have a little comedic moment where it's like Boruto couldn't recognize her, and then they have another comedic moment with Naruto, and he's like, Cho-Cho, are you ill? And then she's like, no, I'm fine, I'm healthy, whatever, right? So the episode continues on. She meets the actor dude, and she's basically being not herself. She's being fake. She's giving off a personality or a persona that isn't her. She's not acting as herself. And over time, people notice this. Sarada notices this because Sarada is Cho-Cho's best friend. And, she's basically just not acting like herself. The episode continues on, and it gets to a moment where the guy who I'm assuming sent the death threat attacks, the actors and stuff. And it looks like it's a dude from the Rain Village, just based off of the headband that they were wearing. Because it looked like the same headband that Pain would wear, like the 6 Paths of Pain. It kind of looked like the Rain Village headband, which is surprising to say the least. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Or what with the whole like subplot with like this like guy who sent the death threat is like all about. But that doesn't really seem like to be the focus. The main focus seems to be like Cho-Cho and her trying to get back in the feel of not having to feel like she needs to fake who she really is, just to impress this fucking guy who's like kind of a fucking weirdo to begin with, which is watch the fucking episode. It's weird. So the episode basically just ends off one of the actresses getting injured, and the actor dude, like the main actor dude, like Tomaru, I think that's what his name is. Like he's like, "Oh, Cho-Cho, you should play the part." And then the episode ends with her being ecstatic because she takes the role and she gets the script, and apparently one of the scenes ends with a fucking passionate kiss. And I'm just like, "Why? Okay, you fucking weirdo." So the episode ends off there. I'm just like, that was fucking terrible. That was a terrible like 26 minutes, 24 minutes worth of fucking content. I'm joking, obviously. It's just, the episode looked, fine, and there weren't like any moments in the episode where I was like, oh, that looks terrible, or like, oh, that could have been better. Like, no, the episode was fine. It looked fine in terms of animation and stuff. I liked the dialogue between the characters. I think the scripting for this episode was actually kind of funny because in one part of the episode, the main actress of like the TV show or whatever, I don't even remember her name. Basically Boruto is like giving her water. Sawada's like fanning her with like a traditional like Chinese like fan where you need to like sway it back and forth. And Mitsuki is like reading letters to her from like her fans, and one of the letters says, "You're probably going to go to hell," and they all freak out. Konohamaru is like, "Isn't that like a threat or something?" And then she's like, "No, I told you. I get death threats all the time. If I reacted to every single one of them, it would be a disaster." So I thought that was really fucking funny. I thought that was extremely hilarious. It really threw me off when I saw it too. I really wasn't expecting to see that. I just thought that was so funny. Because she pushed it off like it was nothing. It was hilarious. So the episode looked fine. The music is whatever. It wasn't really anything too spectacular. The character dialogue between each other in the scripting was actually pretty enjoyable because there were a lot of like funny interactions between the characters. And I understand the context of why this is happening because another YouTuber named Anime Balls Deep. You've probably seen a couple of his videos. I'm actually going to link the video that I'm talking about in the description. He basically talks about like the context of like this arc with Cho-Cho is basically kind of similar to those of like the real life world where girls of today have to feel like they need to fake who they are and fake their body and et cetera, just to be able to impress others when they don't need to do that whatsoever because they're already beautiful as is. And the same thing is applying to Cho-Cho because she's faking who she is. She's, faking herself in terms of her body because normally she's on the larger side and, it makes sense because she's a part of the Akamichi clan because of her dad. And, she goes into skinny mode when she uses the butterfly, mode. And there was one part of the episode where she actually needed to, crucially, like, take this guy out so that way they can, like, question him and, like, ask, like, what the hell is going on. And instead of using, her particle expansion jutsu to, like, smash this guy into the ground, she goes into her butterfly mode to maintain her skinniness, and the guy ends up running away. Because, so... Excuse me. So because she's, like, faking who she is, and she's not acting like herself, and she's not being herself, and she's not, like, doing what she needs to do, it's sacrificing, others in terms of, people are getting hurt. One of the actresses got hurt in this episode. So because she's not acting like herself and she's not being who she truly is, it has consequences. And, the same thing could apply to the real world. Because similar stuff has happened before in the past. But regardless, that's pretty much the entirety of the episode. I'm still going to watch the next continuous of the episodes, and I'm going to continue to talk about these episodes. I actually have a couple other episodes that I need to watch and record, so I'm probably going to try to see if I can record like two other videos, tonight. And we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. So anyways, that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button for more videos just like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm out. Peace.